No, I won't hear you. I just test it.
Test.
I test already. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's too high. High?
You drop it down a little bit. Oh, like
Yes, like that.
for that. Yeah, that's good. Push this thing away. The shadows making it look. There we go.
Yes. Hey.
Okay, so I'm gonna look at you.
Now I just look at the camera. Okay, so this is my first recording about this 100 guy interview.
100.
Yes, I want to interview 100 guys, so you are the first one.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
So I just have this thought for a long time because I think, we have this like the league of black belt. So they interview every black belt and tell their story about everything. Now in China, almost already over like 100 black belts. So I saw every interview about this black belt and made me feel that actually everyone should be interviewed, not only black belts. You don't need to be black belt to be interviewed to tell your story. Everybody have stories.
Sure.
So that's why I have this method to do this, like interview 100 jiu-jitsu people.
Okay.
So first one is you definitely because you are my best friend.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, my name's Byron. My Chinese name is Wei Long. I've been doing martial arts since I was about 5. I started with judo, and then I did other Japanese martial arts, including karate. And then when I was a teenager, early teenager, I was really interested in Chinese martial arts. So I found some teachers where I was in South Africa at the time.
Whoa.
Although I lived in many countries before.
Yeah.
I lived in Brazil, I lived in the USA. And when I went back to South Africa, I was interested in Chinese martial arts. So from a teenager, I've been doing Chinese martial arts. And that's what actually brought me to China, because I used to be a national team athlete for Wushu. I did both. I did mostly Taolu for competition, but domestically I also did Lei Tai and Sanda. And then when I came to China, it was to train more with my shifu, Xing Yiquan at Baguazhang. His name is Di Guoyong. He's quite well known here in China. And through this period, I was involved in International Wushu Federation. I became an international judge in 2003 or 4. And I became an A-level judge after that. I've been invited many times to be independent judge for world championships and special events. And then in 2012, when they were doing Shenao, the Olympic bid for Wushu.
Ah, yes, I remember that time.
They asked me to be the Jishu Daibiao for this process.
Yes.
And I did that in Lausanne, Switzerland, and St. Petersburg, also in Tokyo in 2015 for 2020.
Okay.
So I was involved in that. But from 2013, I was working for the International Wushu Federation in Beijing. I was there, Jishu和精彩管理 for the whole world. So I did many years of teaching judges and running competitions and being some Taipanjiang and all these things and writing rules and whatnot. So, but about 2014, I was quite interested in jiu-jitsu. First, I actually joined because I want to go somewhere to throw people that don't know me.
Yeah.
So I can throw my Kung Fu brothers, but it's not really the same. I want to throw people who don't know me.
Yes.
So I went to the only jiu-jitsu gym I could find, which was in Saite at the time.
Ah, yes, I remember. It's Gracie, China, right?
Yeah, Gracie, China. So I started there, and I actually thought it was quite interesting because there's a lot of technical details on the floor that you don't really have in other martial arts, and I think it's really important.
It's a big gym or a small gym?
It was quite a big area, but it wasn't a full-time gym.
A dancing room, right?
I think so, because there were some Aikido people after us or before us.
And they have bars and mirrors, right?
Right.
I go to that place.
And every day we have to put down the mats.
Everything, yes.
So I started training there, and I thought it was very interesting because actually with my martial arts, Xingyi and Bagua, we have striking and throwing and standing locks. But once you get to the floor, it's very limited.
Yes.
So I thought, okay, this is something important to just fill an extra skill. So I carried on from there, and I trained with Chet until he left. And then Steve Wanderer, who was also a student from Chet, a black belt.
Chet is Chet is from Canadian?
No.
It's American.
He's American.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Actually, he's a Pedro Sauer black belt.
Whoa, really?
So it's old school black belts. He studied with Pedro Sauer. Pedro Sauer got his black belts from Hickson and the Gracie family.
Yes.
So him too. So it's old school.
Yes.
And he left, and Steve, who was one of his black belt students, who also studied in Gracie Barra in Seattle, who was living in China, took over from him, Stephen Wanderer, and I carried on until until the pandemic. He left.
Yes, 2020. Yes.
Yeah, beginning just 春节 around that time.
But I remember Steve is not a full-time teacher. He's a designer,
He's
right?
an architect.
Ah, yes.
So, but yeah, we were training then at the Krav Maga place, also a big gym.
In Sanyuanqiao.
Yeah.
Underground, right?
The first place was underground, and then they moved to another building, and it was on the second floor, also a very big floor.
Yes.
Actually quite a nice gym.
I think they have this arching thing.
That was at the old place.
Ah, that's the old place. Yeah. Yes, I remember. I go there once, I think.
Yeah. And when Steve left, so I need to look for a new gym. And I was looking around, and I found Tongxin, the old location, with Hafa. And I joined there because I have morning class. Actually, I prefer morning training.
Which is perfect for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, morning class is more older, more serious people.
Yes.
So I just joined the morning class, and again until they moved here, and then he left, and we were alone. We were just training by ourselves
for several months. I remember
a year or more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was about a year or more.
Actually, Mo showed me a picture about there's only 4 of you.
Yeah.
You, Ajie, and Fan Ge. You 3. Sometimes the guy from Poland joined in.
Yeah, but he also left.
Yes.
So it was us. We carried on until they got Li Ming, and then Li Ming's a very good coach. So very happy to be here. So that's it.
Yes, very good. That's a quite long story and a good story.
Yeah.
Is that good? You smashed?
Some parts I got smashed. Some parts, the difficulty with me is I have a martial arts background.
Yes.
So it's hard to say, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even for the people that were seeing me on my first day, they're kind of surprised because they think people don't know nothing if they're a white belt. But, we have a good base from previous.
Yes.
And some understanding of body work, body mechanics. And
so,
but still, it was surprising in some ways, especially when I rolled with Chet.
Yeah.
It was quite scary actually rolling with Chet because nothing I can do actually. He's not just good at jiu-jitsu, but he's big and strong. So
and also he's from Hickson Gracie, which is that jiu-jitsu. Now modern jiu-jitsu we do only the technique, jiu-jitsu technique. They always want to punch you.
And if he goes hard, if you go hard, he will give it right back to you. So I remember actually some of the first days. We had nogi there, and it was a different kind of nogi.
Yeah.
He would bring gloves. And he'll say, you put on gloves, you get in his guard, you punch him in the guard, you make your jiu-jitsu work.
So it's MMA jiu-jitsu.
Well, no, it's like self-defense jiu-jitsu too,
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's so weird.
I'm a kind of person that if I start something, I won't quit.
Yes.
So, because I think
martial art, you are already training all your life.
Exactly. So I also think that you don't really understand something if you stop too soon. So if you stop too soon, maybe you don't know why you're really stopping. You have the wrong idea.
Yes.
So even if you feel like, maybe I don't like it, maybe just rather push through for a little bit longer until you understand more. So, but that's my personality.
Nice.
Different gyms?
Yes. So it's only training at Gracie China here.
And here,
Yes. Yeah. So, and the difference from there and here is because of the coach, actually.
Yeah.
Because Chet is old school and do some MMA stuff. And Li Ming is
very well-rounded.
Yes, and all his skill is basic on modern jiu-jitsu, I think.
But a good foundation. So Li Ming is more
technical.
he's more technical, but also he knows many more things, like important things for today's jiu-jitsu, like different guards, different methods, both gi and no gi. Even leg locks weren't so serious before with older jiu. He's very good for leg locks.
Yes.
So he has a good idea to teach you everything, and you can focus on what you feel like focusing on.
Yes. Before Li Ming, I think okay, he's from Japan. Maybe do some old school Japanese jiu-jitsu style. But after I know him, I think I found out he know everything.
Yeah.
Like very modern things, like Danaher show something he knows.
Yeah.
And all the leg lock stuff from DDS, Danaher, that squat, Li Ming already got it. Everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in that sense, you can get a good understanding of all jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
I don't think you can say you can ignore something. Even if you don't play it, you should learn a little bit about it, and he can help you with that.
In case when you face people to do it, you are not going to panic.
Yeah, exactly. I just remember the competition AJP a couple of years ago. I got injured afterwards, and it took me a year to recover. So I didn't compete since then. But I do remember I foot sweeped the guy and took him down, and I'm looking at the referee, and there was no points given. I thought that was very strange. But apart from that, nothing really I can say, So the only other thing that was a bit strange, of course, I'm not young. So for my belt level and my age, there's no one.
You fight with Master 2 that time?
Not even. I think it was Master 1. Anyway, it was 2 age divisions under me. So, but anyway, that doesn't bug me.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Nice. And so, what do you got during your fight? Is there something surprise and proud time in this competition?
Proud?
You feel proud
not really.
or surprised?
Not really. I think competition, because I used to be a professional athlete. For me, competition is just you win or you learn. That's all. I don't try to think too much about it. I also don't try to be too proud about things. So.
Because you joined too many competitions during your martial art league time.
So.
And you be a referee and be a man coach or man coach leader of your team. So you already saw and joined too many competitions. But it's martial art competitions.
You should treat competition not like a something different to everything else. You should get used to competition like
sparring.
Like sparring,
yes.
That's it, and a good learning experience or a good test. That's all.
Yes.
You should learn from it. That's what you should do with a competition. Don't think too much about it. Don't just chase medals. So.
Nice advice. Don't chase medals.
Yes. Yeah. I think the first thing is the coach, and more about than his skill is his personality is important. So you can have somebody with world championships and many different prizes in his life and awards, but if his character is not good, it doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
So you need to find a coach who's got a good character, more of a level character.
Yes.
Who takes his job seriously and cares to teach as best as he can.
Yes.
Then it doesn't matter if he's a world champion or what. Second thing, of course, if he has technical ability on top of that, then this is good for you.
Yes.
Good training environment that's clean, and of course, most important, your training partners if they have a good attitude. So these things are for me the most important.
Yes, and actually, attitude is also from the coach too. Actually,
exactly. So
if the coach have a bad attitude, how could your student be nice?
So the kind of coach's attitude attracts some kind of student. So you can see some gyms have a bad energy.
Yes.
Some gyms have a negative energy. Some gyms have a good positive energy.
Yes.
Keep training.
Yeah.
No, really, that's my goal. So first, the goal is just to keep training. I think the most important thing is just show up regularly. Don't overdo it, but don't underdo it. I've seen so many people, because I do martial arts for so many years, I see people start martial art, they think, oh, I'm going to do this all the time, every day. They disappear after 2 years. So the most important is to be regular and just keep going. It doesn't matter. Like raining, sunshine, whatever. You just keep training in your life, right?
Yes.
New skills I want to. Right now I want to refine some parts of leg locks.
Really? Not Bienbolo?
Well, I mean Berimbolo too.
Bienbolo already do that
but
for 1 year.
I don't want to leg lock other people.
Uh-huh.
I want to understand the system a little bit deeper.
Yeah, you are not a leg locker. You
Yeah,
didn't do leg lock before, I think.
Not much.
Not much. Yes.
So for me, I just want to understand it better for defensive reasons.
You know why you don't do a leg lock? Because your pass guard good.
Well, also because I think about self-defense.
Oh, yes.
So in my mind, I don't immediately go to the legs because I always think about habits that if I'm not in a safe environment, you don't want to have. But I need to know more about stopping them.
Yes.
That's what I want to focus on.
Okay.
Like you.
Nice.
So we help each other to learn.
Yeah.
The goal is not to smash each other,
Yeah.
but to help each other learn. That's the most important thing.
So, and was some good personality they should have? The perfect training partner.
Again, just the idea of learning.
Yes.
That's it. Not winning.
So willing to learn and share.
And help learn.
Yeah,
we work together to help each other learn.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the most important.
I remember when we start training together, like 2 years before, you taught me a lot of skill, like mid hook.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And then we share skills. And now we are both improved a lot. Yeah.
For new people, I think the most important thing is to limit your expectation, especially about what you're going to do, especially in sparring.
Nice.
You know, so limit this expectation.
Yes.
Try to focus on basic skills. Understand pressure and position before you think about techniques.
Yes.
If you can understand pressure and position, then everything else can be built on top. But if you immediately start thinking about techniques without pressure and position, positions in the most important,
yes,
then you have no base to improve on. So, and finally, just don't think about or worry about things. Like I said, just show up.
Yes.
And I would say don't try to overdo it. So if you think you're going to train 2 times a day, this is unrealistic. You're not going to keep that up.
Yes.
No one can keep that up. So be realistic about how often you can train, but make a set schedule that you will come on those days every time.
Carry on.
Okay.
Every audience.
Okay, so your advice for them to be a quick learner is don't be so exciting and just doing something basic.
Focus on basics like positions.
Yes.
Position is the most important thing first.
Nice.
Like what kind of challenge?
I don't know. Just a regular
injury?
question. Yes, every kind of, maybe, I don't know. Just
yeah, of course you. I think what you will find again in all martial arts is you have a period where you feel you improve.
Yes.
And then you might have a period where you think you're not. You're going backwards.
Yeah.
And it's easy to focus on this period here, thinking that okay, you're useless. It's time to quit. But in the big picture, you've gone up and maybe you go down a little bit. You must carry on because you will pass this flat or downward period and go up again. And it repeats like that through training. You have periods of improvement, periods of stagnation, maybe periods of getting worse, but that's normal. You just need to keep going forward without thinking about it too much. And in the big picture, it's the overall direction is up. It cannot be down. It's not possible. So don't worry too much about those bad periods. They pass.
It's from your jiu-jitsu training experience or your
all martial
whole
arts.
Training?
All martial arts is the same.
Nice.
Well, my other hobbies are Chinese martial arts. So they help me with body mechanics, movement, and understanding of combat.
I see your hobby is video game.
Very few. I don't have so much time for that.
Yes. So how did martial art do to your jiu-jitsu?
It helps already with basic movement, mechanics, shinfa, understanding of tactics and things like that. How to use your whole body in a more coordinated manner.
Yeah.
You know, like 协调,
Uh-huh.
整体劲, things like that is.
I remember when first time and then several years ago we fight together. I think it's very hard to sweep you.
Yeah.
Yes, because you have a good base from martial art.
Exactly. So those things help for sure.
Yes. I don't think you have a busy life.
I do have a busy life, but you can't let. That's why I say life is going to happen.
Yes.
That's of course. So give yourself a realistic goal for how often you can train, and then stick to it. It doesn't matter whatever the condition is. So you will feel lazy, and I don't feel like going. Oh, I'm so tired from work. Shut up and get to training. Once you're here, it's okay. You train.
And do you have some way or something special to keep the balance of your training life and your home habit?
Yeah, try not to do too much of one or too little. You need to find the balance. Everybody can find, okay, my life allows me to train 2 days a week or 3 days a week. So keep to that. But don't try to train 5 days a week. You will go out of balance. You can't keep that.
Yeah.
It's not maintainable.
So you training martial arts every like we training jiu-jitsu 4 times, 3 times 1 week?
My other martial arts, I make some time every day.
Oh yeah.
But again, how much time every day? It depends on the other things in the day.
Yeah, and it's not like jiu-jitsu training every day, every 2 hours, every day 2 hours.
Well, I can train at home a lot of the time, so it's quite quick to get to training. I don't have to go anywhere.
Yes.
So.
Nice.
I think when we look at combat, each martial art just give us one angle perspective to see combat. So you can see from this angle something and you can understand a part of it. And Chinese martial arts helped me to understand this part. And Jiu-Jitsu helped me to understand this part. So I can understand a little bit more about this idea about combat, because combat is just the idea of people fighting one another. It doesn't have a language. It doesn't have a nationality. It's all culture, and every group of humans on earth fought with one another.
Yes.
So different approach. Jiu-Jitsu has its approach, and Chinese martial arts has its approach. Is valuable, but to understand more about the whole thing, you can have more perspective. So Jiu-Jitsu helped me to have another important perspective.
Yes. It's like jiu-jitsu complete your martial art experience, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think Chinese martial art don't have ground fight.
Nope.
I heard in Japan they
Ah.
have the way to attack from ground, but I don't know Chinese martial art have it.
They have something in Fujian called dog go chuan.
Oh really?
And it has
Never
some
heard of
ground
it.
fighting, but it's very underdeveloped because it wasn't made in an environment for sport. So most of the time it's basic skills against people who don't know anything. So of course it works. So it's got very basic ground. I don't do nanquan, so I never learned it, but there is some very basic. They even have some basic leg locks.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, very basic.
Leg lock. In
very basic.
Martial art, man.
Yeah, so
that's why we need to have this interview to open our mind, guys. So now this is the first time during my 40 years life I know Chinese martial art have leg lock.
Yeah, go chuan. They also call it dilong chuan because some people think go chuan doesn't sound nice, but actually it's dog boxing.
Yes.
Go chuan from Fujian.
Nice.
Well, they're still busy fixing it. I think they're doing a good job of some of the new sizes and the new ideas with training equipment. So I think that's mostly it.
I think after we have this new boss and the gym is become better and better every day to have new changes and the changes good, right?
Yeah. So it's the right direction. I don't have any suggestions because it's going in the right direction anyway.
Everything is just perfect.
Yeah. Getting good.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all for the gym for today. I want to continue this interview for like a thing I want to do because I have times.
Yeah.
So during the this is the first one, but now I think this is not the only interview I will do. So it's very good to have my old brother Byron here to share all his story and experience for everyone who joined Jiu-Jitsu. Will continue. So until then, bye. Bye bye.